responsibility. And now India comes locking once again. Is that an opening for Team India? Might be. Soumya somehow just wriggles one free and eventually has been brought down by Nisha Thokar. Looks like it's going to be the first yellow card of the game, and yes it is. Nisha at the receiving end of it, the way she brought Soumya down, it was definitely not by the books. In fact, it was first a challenge by Vimala and then Nisha joined her as well. So the yellow card's actually gone to Vimala and not Nisha. Quick apology and a quick correction. So Vimala is the one who has been taken into the referee's book. Another free kick for the women in blue. Another chance is what they are sniffing out. And who's the one lining up for the shot? The one and only, the numero uno, the creme de la creme, Soumya Gugulon, the goal scorer. A 4-woman wall ahead of her. She's also got a bit of option. Soumya takes it straight and it settles down into the hands of Usha Nath. And Usha, unfazed, she'll take them on any given day. 6 minutes of regulation time remaining. We'll take a look once again. Straight into the hands of Usha. And just while we were talking about Usha, I think a bit of a saving was needed from our very own Soumya Narayansamy as well. And Soumya said before, she has been absolutely brilliant. Just take a look at how quickly she can switch back. And that's a good forward ball. Good connect. One back just in the nick of time. Stays with India. Nepal, apologies. And as you can see, fairly a full house here in Paljor. A stadium that has seen lots. Stadium that has seen India's history unfurl itself. And at the same time, a stadium that has seen football take one step after the other. Climb the rungs of the ladder of success. Nepal, and they open things up. They take a shot, but straight at the India player. And now India comes knocking on the doors again. And I think there was a lot of gap. No one to support Soumya. Ideally, Soumya was the one running all the way from the right. But today, she's in a much more of a central role. And she's playing alongside the full Indian team. The likes of Rimpa Haldar can provide her that support. Obviously, through the left, she gets a lot of options. Today she's all alone. A good ball towards the far side, but eventually an all-evasive delivery. It goes out to play, thereby resulting in a goal kick for India. And Soumya will take a bit of time on that occasion, just trying to kill the tempo of the game. India will like to go into the tunnel with that lead, no matter how slender it looks like. Because then it will force Nepal to think differently. It will force Nepal to deviate from their original strategy. But if Nepal can find an equalizer here, then the entire game changes. And Nepal, they try and seek an opening from the right. And India, pretty persistent, won't let their guards down so easy. Just a quick message to the Nepal team, and you'll have to fight till the very end if you want to break that deadlock. Another cross comes floating in, and Soumya, for a moment it felt like that she might be under a bit of pump. There were a couple of players as well, and Nisha Thakur coming up with that long ranger once again, trying to test Soumya. She did backtrap. For a moment there was a very brief wobble, but then she eventually regained her composure and regained control of the ball as well. From the right, Nepal comes knocking on the door once again. That right wing has been extremely busy. India needs to be slightly more careful every single time Nepal's getting hold of the ball on the right wing. Things are looking very dicey for the hosts altogether, and they will not want that kind of an unpredictable outing so far.
5-6.
India wins it back. Tries to drive forward. Soumya on the run through the center. On a bit of a press as well. Usha will have to be quick enough, and Usha, that's quality. Very, very cool, very, very calm. And just when Soumya came knocking on her doors, she went with that dribble and left Soumya just a mere shadow in the air. And now Nepal trying to find a bit of momentum, trying to open things up. Switches it further forward. But India, they do well. And that ball, it goes through everyone. But Nepal finally manages to win it back. India needs to be a bit more wary when they are getting hold of the ball. When you have the possession, you can't just let it slip. Another miss pass. The idea was to try and find the player who was the closest. And then a couple of touches along the way, India eventually manages to get hold. The first touch needs to be slightly better. Another long ball forward, and I think India now understands that Soumya has been quite an ace up their sleeve. But again, that doesn't mean that every single ball needs to be going all the way to her. Right, a bit of reflection. Again, the first touch, a bit of a letdown. Just needs to be careful with that first touch. That definitely will be a foul. Goes without saying. Rashmi Kumari Gising, she was caught in a double woman knot and she couldn't just find a way out. We'll take a look there. It was nicely chested down, to be honest. Rashmi Kumari Gising. Reach out to the ball and eventually grasp it. A few more seconds before we have the additional minutes being shown, and 3 minutes is what we'll have here at the Paljor Stadium. In India, right through the center. But Nepal alert. And now just trying to carve their way forward. Looks a bit too easy. The way she went forward, that was with consummate ease. That she went not past one but two defenders. And this is exactly where India's defense have been exposed over and over again. Another ball forth, and India doesn't want to take any risks. Santosh does the honours, is it? No, it was Malati Munda getting the danger lines cleared. And you can see the flashes right on the net. Audience love to have a bit of action from fairly close by. Chance Anita Basnet to try and curl it towards the far side. Anita takes the corner. A bit of an awkward bounce, and Nepal finds the equalizer. Soumya failing to track back and farm it away. And Nepal just gone cue. Moments from the half-time whistle. There is no parity here at the Paljor Stadium. They will be absolutely delighted. We can see a few fans as well enjoying this particular moment. Anita with that in-curler and a gentle header. We'll have to try and confirm who's the one who got the head to it. And it's none other than Rashmi Kumari Gising to find the back of the net. And we are back to square one from where we started. Soumya breaking the deadlock for India. And Rashmi Kumari Gising restoring parity for Nepal. And now, with a few more seconds remaining in the first half, Nepal might just go into a bit of an overdrive. Might just go overboard with all that belligerence of theirs, trying to find a second goal and get into the lead as well. And now India will have to think differently. They wanted to come up with a strategy that will hold on to the lead in the second half, but that wasn't the case. Now that it's all fair and square here at the Paljor Stadium, one can expect that both the teams will come up with renewed women vigor. India still tussling for possession, but Nepal does well. There were 3 Indian players And the way Nepal controlled and eventually even launched a counter-attack might be a moment of reckoning, but Soumya once again quick to get out of that line of hers and eventually cut down the supply on the occasion. And things remain where it was, and with this Meera Tamang blows the long whistle and lets us know that we have come to the end of the first half where things remain locked in a deadlock. India won, Nepal won at the end of the first half. We'll take a short breather and be back with the second half as well. Stay tuned, everyone.
गाड़ी नंबर 12610
uploading it. Aircraft.
aircraft.
Yeah, I see. प्लेन के सामने है ना बिजी होगी के होला करुणा EXPI DITIORS TI expeditor DI
Quick look at the highlights. Both the teams, they have looked pretty solid. Nepal particularly, they have been tactically sensational. But the Indian defense and Soumya, they've combined well. Soumya did come up with a couple of errors as well, but lucky enough not to be punished. But from there, she was a different version of herself altogether, tracking back just in the nick of time. This was another fine chance. This was another brilliant save as well. Soumya throwing herself to the left and palming it away. Solid stuff. And then a free kick for India. It also needed some saving, and Usha did well. And then another opportunity, another opening, and a shot taken on the turn before Soumya Gugulon came up with that clutch opener. Quickly getting hold of the ball. And all it took her was a couple of touches. First touch to set it up, second touch to smash it home. And then another brilliant free kick from the skipper. Palmed away. And Nepal kept on knocking on the doors. Soumya kept on denying them. And time again, Usha had to also come up with those crucial saves as well. Another opportunity for Nepal, but a bit of a haywire shot on that occasion. And then it needed another save from Soumya to keep things afloat. And then that all-important moment of reckoning. Phenomenal corner, and Rashmi Hissing smashing home from point-blank range. Kind of rising past her markers and making the most of a melee in front of the defense. Once again, half-time scoreline. India won, Nepal won. We'll take a quick breather and be back. Stay tuned, everyone.